if working out didn't change you physically, would you still work out?
So if you would have asked me this 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure my answer would have been no.
Oh, yeah. Colleen was rooting for Blake because she was like, oh, I can give the rights to my books to Blake because Justin allegedly sexually assaulted Blake, so I can take the rights away from him.
Why would Colleen want to give the rights to Blake? That's like something you see in a movie. It's a movie scene in my head.
No, literally. Welcome back to another episode of Mean Girl Pod. Hello.
Happy week. Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am good.
Wait,
Yes.
Oh, it's gonna be a rough. No, I'm just kidding. I was like, it's gonna be a rough episode when we interrupt from the top. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, on the off chance we're picking up some sweet little cries, the girls are downstairs and they like to kind of talk to each other via. So we're working on tummy time. So just if you hear that, that's why.
It's so sad. What I was gonna say is, I think you might be aging backwards.
Oh gosh. That is.
No, Alex, I was going to ask you, I'm like, are you doing something different with your skincare or your makeup? Because you posted something the other day with Tate and I was like, why do you look so young? But it was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, what is she doing? I need to know what your new routine is.
Do you know that you have just, that is a compliment. I know we talked about this last week, how we're both bad at taking compliments. I will take that because I felt like when I first had Tate, I felt like I aged backwards and I just looked weathered, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
And I've been getting my facials again. And that's why I can't believe that my outs for 2025 was skincare routine, because I'm putting on more skincare. I'm wearing my eye patches again. I did micro needling. I'm really trying to not correct it, but just sort of, love myself a little bit more in the face department. Sleeping more, all that.
You'll love this. The biggest thing I noticed is your face looks exponentially less puffy. I'm like, is this girl washing 15 hours a day? Your skin and your face looks so good. Not that it didn't before, but I mean, you had a baby. You're going through it.
Oh, I was puffy.
But you look so good. I was like, damn, what is this girl doing? Give me your secrets.
Do you know, I didn't realize it, but the first 3 months she was here, I was so stressed.
Yeah.
I was so stressed and I wasn't sleeping through the night and I wasn't eating that good. And I just was kind of off my rocker a little bit, but I feel like I've really got my routine back. And with that, I do think your body just naturally depuffs, which feels really good.
Oh, yeah. Are you still breastfeeding?
Yep. Breastfeeding and pumping.
Wow. Okay. I feel like, what has it been 4 months? October, November, December.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, no, I was just, your Instagram, I was like, what is going on? This is your skin, your glow, your facial structure. I was like, she looks like she looked pre-pregnancy. I was like, she looks incredible.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you. That's so nice because the micro needling. It's why I texted you and was like, have you ever done micro needling? I did the PRP where they drew my blood.
You did
and
that?
And then put it back into, yes.
Oh my God. Can you tell me about it, please?
So I went to Skin Farm and I was like, my fine lines are worse than they ever have been before. And she was like, when you're breastfeeding, you stop producing as much colostrum. So the best thing you can do is add it back into your skin. Now's the time. Because I always heard the second you add in colostrum once, you have to keep adding it in, but don't add it in too early or your body will stop naturally producing it. So I never knew when to add it in. And she was like, no, in your early 30s, or if you have a baby, is the time. So she drew some of my blood, went to the back and spun it, and took the growth properties out of it, I guess. And then she put, did I just call it colostrum?
Yeah. You mean collagen?
Yes. Collagen. Colostrum's what your breast milk produces. Sorry, that probably made no sense.
That's what I was like, wait, how did you take your breast milk?
Collagen. Sorry. Okay, so you stop naturally producing collagen. Oh my God, I was like, am I saying colostrum? That's where my head's at. Your body, I didn't want to add that in too early. So she put collagen on my face and then she put the blood on my face and then she microneedled it in. And She did it on my neck too, and I've always had really intense like fine lines on my neck, and I noticed like those went away a lot.
Did it hurt at all?
No, she put this numbing cream on it. Like, I mean, it did hurt a little. My eyes were watering, but it wasn't bad at all. Botox hurts worse, from what I remember.
Okay, I've been wanting to try that because I've been seeing all of these people on TikTok doing it for their under eyes. Like, I'm assuming it makes it probably less like concaved, maybe, and gives it more like oomph to the under eye, so they're not so like I don't know the word I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that would make sense though. Like it would make a lot of sense. Like they're not as just like tired looking. I noticed it really refreshed me.
Dang. And then how long does it last, or do you have to get it like a certain amount of times?
She recommended once a quarter or once or twice a year.
Okay, maybe that's like what really like pumped up your skin, because I mean like this was in the past, like I feel like last couple posts, so that was within like the week.
Yeah, and I got a hydrofacial 2 weeks before that, and then I did this, and I just like needed to go do something it was like my little postpartum present to myself. I was like, you need to go revamp a bit.
Yeah.
So I noticed like the microneedling though, my skin was so red, and then I went and I worked out like 2.5 days later, and I was like sweating a little, and my face was on fire. Like it actually, and I like that though because it shows it actually did something.
Yeah. I like what I'm about to say is it's going to be bad but also good. Like, as much as I love skincare, if you truly want to change your skin, these facials, man, like I think skincare can get you like 30% there, but these facials can get you like 80% to where you want to be. They're crazy.
And people, and I know that I know obviously skincare is a more cost-effective option, but skincare to me is the maintenance. Like my hairdresser used to always say, don't come in here and get these nice highlights and then go use cheap shampoo because you might as well not get the highlights. And I feel like it's the same thing, like get a facial and then use the skincare to upkeep it.
I could not agree more. It's like maybe what people should start doing if they are balling on a budget, it's like buy the drugstore skincare and save your money for like one really good facial every 6 months or once a year, because until you get your skin to the place you want to be, like even retinol, like it's not going to get rid of all your wrinkles. You got to get the Botox or the laser.
Yeah. So do you use retinol?
I do, but I've never noticed any change with the retinols I use. The only I use it because I'm told to, but I've never been like, wow, this retinol is incredible.
If you could spend money on one part of your skincare routine, like what's the one you recommend spending the most on?
Oh gosh, I feel like for me, since I have really dry skin, it would be like a hydrating moisturizer or oil. Because I get like the rosacea, like something that's like calming and hydrating. What about you?
I was going to say the moisturizer for sure. Because, like, I think you could clean your skin with, like, the most natural bar of soap and, like, that works. But I don't think you can moisturize with just anything.
Yeah, I don't think people understand how good it is to keep your skin moisturized, because when it's, like, dry, it becomes brittle and cracked. And that's when you get, like, the wrinkles and the redness. So, yeah, moisturizer for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. You guys, it is the month of love, and it is time with Cozy Earth to elevate love's little moments, because they deserve this and you deserve this. This month, give the gift of comfort and turning your house into a sanctuary with the gift that keeps on giving, which is Cozy Earth. So we've got gifts for you guys in categories for us, for her, and for him. So for us, here's what you're going to do. You're going to get Cozy Earth's bamboo sheet set. Jordyn and I both have them. We love them. I have 2 pairs. I never don't have a pair on. If I'm washing one, Cozy Earth's going back on the bed. It's truly the gift that keeps on giving. For her, Cozy Earth's bamboo pajama set, you guys. I just got the pink ones. They are so comfortable. It feels like I'm sleeping in a cloud. They are life-changing. They are silky yet breathable. They are one of a kind, and they are so cute. And then for him, the Cozy Earth's Men collection, your new go-to for your man. They have pajamas, polos, joggers, hats, and so much more. I've got the joggers for Harrison. They are, again, unbelievably comfortable, and they are so cute the way they fit. So you guys head over to Cozy Earth today to surprise your Valentine with Cozy Earth, and it'll be the gift that they use all year long. Get up to 40% off at cozyearth.com/mean with our code MEAN. That's cozyearth.com/mean. And don't forget, if you're asked in a post-purchase survey who sent you, let them know it was the Mean Girl Pod.
Speaking of cracked and dry and quenched, let's open
Oh,
my
I was like, how are
Monster.
you going to take this to Monster?
We got my Monster. Okay, so Monster
The
just-
OG.
yes, and Monster just came out with a blue Hawaiian flavor, and I was so bummed because I scoured the stores. I went to 3 different stores before this to see if I could find it, and I think it's just sold out because it's so good. So hopefully next week I can bring it on the show, but because that flavor sounds incredible. But for now, we have the OG with us, the white Monster Ultra. That's just so good.
It never disappoints, you guys. Whenever you pass a Monster in the store, get it and think of us and tag us too. I love seeing you guys tagging us.
And they're I feel like I've been noticing Monster in more and more stores. Like they're so much more accessible, which is so great. Like I was at Ace Hardware the other day with Pete, and they had a ton of Monster, and I was like, well, look at me. I'm gonna get a little midday caffeine snack.
Everyone's fueling their 2025 with Monster. I'm like really here for it.
Yeah, I love it. So hopefully next week, I'll have the blue, and maybe we'll match my nails because I have a nail appointment tomorrow because these guys have been on for way too long.
Oh my gosh, I have a nail appointment today. What color are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm so I want to go dark, and I'm going towards black or like a really dark burgundy or maybe a dark navy blue.
Ooh.
What about you?
I'm thinking of, and it's all, my favorite nail colors when I pick them are when I saw them on somebody else, and I saw like a slate blue on the girl that did my facial, and I thought that's probably my next color. So I think I'm going in the range of blue.
I love that. I love blue on you, so I think that's perfect.
I want to do the color test. I saw there's this girl here in Austin who comes in, you used to talk about it, how she holds up your colors to you.
Oh, a color analysis.
I've been wearing, yes, a color analysis. I've been wearing this blue puffer jacket, and like, I think it's like the wrong color of blue on me. And so I want her to come over and do the color analysis on me.
I mean, I would say out of all the blues, because I would assume blue is your color because you have like blue eyes, you have fair skin, you're blonde. But a royal blue, like that dress you wore in Miami, when we recorded outside, like Joey was there.
Yes.
That color blue on you, I think that's like your shade. And same with the blazer you wore. Like I think the day you told us you were pregnant, you were going to like a fashion event and you had like this royal blue blazer on. Yeah.
I know. And this puffer I have is the wrong color blue. And like, I think, I don't know. Like when you wear pink, I love when you wear pink. And I don't know that I would have like thought pink was your color. But then you posted that cardigan you were wearing in Minnesota, and it was like, was it light blue?
Yeah, it was like a periwinkle.
Yeah, I loved that on you.
I do really love periwinkle on myself. It like somehow it makes me look tan. Everyone, even like Julie commented, she's like, you look so tan. I'm like, Madeline said I look tan. I was like, I have the exact same makeup routine on I have all the time. I'm in Minnesota, nothing's different. So periwinkle just like, it must bring out something in my skin to make me look more tan. So I was like, I'll take it.
That's so interesting. These are like the things we don't know. Like it's not always necessarily your favorite color that looks good on you. So it's like, that's why I want to do the color analysis.
Yeah, you should do it. I would love to see what color they pick for you. I think that'd be fun.
What are your roses?
So I have a kickball update for you all. So kickball.
Are we a winner?
Okay, so we won our first game.
So proud of you. How'd you play?
Okay, so first and foremost, it was so much more fun than I thought it was going to be. So the way it worked was it was me and 5 other girls that I know. And then when I got there, our friends were like, oh no, they paired us with another team of 6. So we got paired with 6 others. It was like 3 guys and 3 girls. So our team's like a mix of like 9 girls, 3 guys, because the team have to be 12. So we got to meet like 6 new people. They were so nice. They all met through intramural sports and have stayed friends throughout the year. So they do kickball like every year. So we played kickball for 30 minutes. We won. I can't say that I scored any points or anything, but it was a blast. And then we went Oh, sorry.
No, keep going.
Oh, I was going to say, and then we went to a bar and played Flip Cup. But we lost the Flip Cup.
Wait, okay. So don't you always think, you know how like weddings or events or something, you're like, I'm just not super excited about this one. They're always the most fun.
Yes.
Every time. So I'm glad you had this experience.
Because I know
what
expectations.
Was the flip cup like? Yeah, exactly.
So the flip cup, we went to like just a local dive bar on like the east side, and the back room, they just had like this long wooden table where there's a bunch of beer in the middle, and then you just played flip cup. Like, I think it's best out of 9, I believe it was. Yeah, because they won 5 times and then, or they won 4 times. I don't know the math on that. It was like best out of 7. No, best out of 7. And I felt like I was in college. I was like, I was like, this is how I know I'm getting old, because I was like, the germs on this table, I'm going to get sick. I was like, no, thank you.
There's so much going around right now that I don't blame you for that. But so wait, is it an actual part of it, like kickball, and then everyone from the team goes and plays flip cup, and that's like also sanctioned? Okay.
Yeah, so you can get, I think you get 3 points from winning the kickball game, and then you get 1 point or 2 points from winning flip cup. So if you lose a couple kickball, like you can still get points back through flip cup. So like, yeah, you have to participate in both if you want a chance to win. And like everyone goes, like both teams, they have the person who puts it on, they go over to flip cup, and they keep track, keep score. It's very much so part of the league.
Okay, I really like that. That's a good league. I didn't know if it was like optional afterwards. Wow, I'm so proud of you for winning.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember going home that night, and I was like, Pete was like, how was it? I was like, that was honestly so much fun. Like, I had a blast.
Oh my gosh, and you have it again tonight.
I have it again tonight. We have our second game. We have an earlier game, thank God. Last week's game was 8:15. This week's game 6:30. So much more attainable for me.
That's so much nicer. So you play kickball for 30 minutes and then you go play flip cup? Yeah, okay, yeah. Lovely. That's a really fun thing. Oh, so I wanted to tell you, you inspired me, and I wanted to do something like every week. And so I know a girl who, I think I've told you that I know her, the co-founder of Recess Pickleball. And she's like, I think I might start a pickleball league. So
yes.
That's because I texted them and I was like, what league can we join? Because I want to do something like that.
How fun would it be if like you and all the parents started a pickleball game, or like it was like guys, girls, you like alternated, so like all the guys had to watch the babies for one game, and then like the girl, then like you swap, and then you guys watch the babies or something.
Oh, that's actually a really good idea. And then maybe like the last game of the year, everyone gets a babysitter, and then like both mom and dad go. That'd be fun.
Yeah. I mean, if I could give advice for people to make friends, join an intramural team, because everyone's also so welcoming. Like, as soon as you join a team, there's just something I feel like instilled in our blood where we're like, we're on a team, we're friends.
No question. And it's different than meeting people out at a bar. You know, like,
yeah,
you just never know even how drunk someone is at a bar. Like, you're just like, I don't know, was I talking to you like 3 glasses of wine deep, or was I like, were you on like number 1, you know?
And they were all so nice, and we found out, like I said, they had met like 3 years prior doing this, and they've played every year together. They're all like really good friends. And it wasn't like us 6 and those 6 like didn't, like, we did our own thing. Like, it was, as soon as we got to flip cup, we all sat at the same table, we all hung out after. I was like, this is great.
Oh,
we love this type of camaraderie.
Did you get anybody's phone number?
Well, we have a group chat with all of us.
This is your team for the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like just this game you were, oh, this is even better. Oh yeah, you'll for sure you'll have a takeaway friend, I think.
Yeah, like these are our teammates for the next 3 months. I think the league is 3 months.
That's a long time. Is it every Wednesday for 3 months?
Or maybe it's not 3 months. Maybe it goes until March. So maybe it was 2 months. I think there's only like 5 games.
That's really fun. I'm really proud of you. Good job. Way to put yourself out there.
Thank you. So that was my my rose. What about you? What's your rose?
My rose is, as I've just forgotten, although I just saw it. Oh,
also
okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do
so
roses
my
first.
Rose.
I always do that.
What?
I always do roses first. I didn't mean to do that because I know it's better to end on a positive note. So my bad.
Oh, that's okay. My thorn's not bad. So my rose is that I have my morning routine back. And so I wanted to ask, like, my morning routine, meaning I'm like journaling and I'm reading. And I'm like getting up earlier, so that feels really good. But I wanted to ask you, would you rather be a morning person or an evening person? Like, would you rather see 5 a.m. or 10 p.m.?
5 a.m. Always. What about you?
Well, I'm also 5 a.m. and I knew your answer to that. I just wanted to ask you anyways. And then, okay, the other thing that I want to ask you is, what do you think is your like number one most important thing you do in the morning? Because I was listening to Jay Shetty, and he was talking about like things for 2025, and he was like, I'm not going to bore you with a ton of like routine, like resolution type things, but he said small things make them a big priority. And like that reminded me, for me, like one thing that's a small thing is journaling. It's a small thing, but it needs to be a big priority for me. And so what's your small thing, big priority? You guys, through Weight Loss by Hers, you can give yourself something to be excited about in 2025. You can spend this new year in control of your weight by losing up to an average of 9 pounds in the first month. Because let's face it, weight loss can feel overwhelming, which is why Hers is changing the game. By providing access to GLP-1 medications plus expert care, they make your goals more achievable. Hers offers a holistic weight loss program with personalized solutions, including compounded GLP-1 weekly injections, featuring the same active ingredients as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medication kits. So if you've been struggling with weight loss journey, it's time to get the best option that works for you through Hers. Start your initial free online visit today at forhers.com/mean. That's forhers.com/mean for your personalized weight loss treatment options. forhers.com/mean. Hers weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
I would say working out. I know working out's not a small thing, but so it's so funny you asked me that, because yesterday I was talking to Priscilla, and she more so wanted this to be like a topic, but sorry, Pia, I'm gonna quick ask Alex this now. But she made such a good point. She was like, if working out didn't change you physically, would you still work out? And we were just like talking about that, but it stuck with me all day. And I was like, you know what? I still would, because it is such a precious hour of my day where I don't scroll on social media. I get like, no one bothers me. This is my time. I can watch TV if I'm on the treadmill. I can do workouts. It's like such a peaceful time for me where I truly feel like all my stress gets relieved. It's like the way I start my day on a positive note. I feel better after. And I work out for the way it makes me feel, not for the way it makes me look. So what about you? Would you still work out if it didn't change the way you look physically?
So if you would have asked me this 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure my answer would have been no.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like 100%. It is the number one way right now I get energy.
Yes.
Like I could not find energy when I first had Tate, and like I would take like naps in the middle of the day, and I was like, I'm so lethargic. What's it going to be? And like the first time I did berries and got my heart rate up for the first time in like a year, I truly was like, that is better than any cup of coffee. Anything I can do, the best way for me to get energy is working out right now, and it feels so good.
And yeah, even if it's like just walking on the treadmill, I notice I also get that like spurt of energy where I feel like I can last longer throughout the day, which is weird because like you're giving so much energy at the gym. But if I wake up and just roll out of bed and then continue with my day, I just feel so sluggish all day. But if I work out, I feel just more alive. Like I'm ready to go. I can last longer. I sleep better. Like I just feel more energized.
Do you ever compare yourself to people at the gym, like if you're on the treadmill beside them?
Oh my God, yeah. They're especially the gym I go to, you would think it'd be all older people because of where I live. There are some girls with stunning bodies, like ripped. I watch them work out and I'm like, you can lift heavy. Like there's this one girl where I'm just like jaw on the floor. I'm like, I have a girl crush on your body. You and your workouts. I'm like, give me a routine. So yeah, I do.
I notice that these girls, like weightlifting to me right now is really in. I think everyone's like done with all the whatever kind of workouts, and they're like, pick up some heavier weights. Like you're not going to bulk up. Because I think there was like this massive misconception for a while you were going to bulk if you had lifted heavy, but you don't. And there are these girls in these berries classes that are I'm like, there's no way, they're twigs. There's no way you're going to lift that 25-pound weight. And they are just over there ripping it. And I'm like, she's strong. Like, I right now want to be strong because like Tate's only getting bigger, and it's like carrying her sometimes my arms will get tired. And I'm like, no, we got to lift weight so I can do it.
Do you know who Acquired Style is on TikTok?
Yes.
So her and her sister, they posted this thing at the Aloe Gym, and they were like, let's do a push-up competition. How many push-ups can you do? And they are very, very small girls. Like, they're itty-bitty, teeny tiny, beautiful girls. They cranked out like 20 push-ups, perfect form. I watched that, and I showed Pete, and I was like, I wonder if I can do a push-up. Because like, if you compared us, I probably would quote unquote look stronger just because I'm like a bigger build. I could not even do one real push-up. And I'm like, damn, these girls are so strong.
But that to me is like, I don't admire bodies anymore per se. I do admire though, like if you have like strength like that, you probably feel great.
Yeah, and like the form was perfect, and that's why this girl I was talking about at the gym, she does like these like heavy Pilates-esque workouts, and I'm like, you are so strong. I don't know how you can like how you're doing these, but I admire how much strength you have.
Also, I think it's contagious because I was thinking about like this conversation we're having right now, and if I was listening to it, I would be like, okay, that makes me want to start moving again. And I realized the reason I started working out again was there was this other mom I followed who was working out strictly because it was making her feel good. Her name's Amanda. And she's like, I just want to be strong. Like, I want to be stronger than my old self. I want to feel good. I want to have energy. And I was like, so do I. Like, that's what I want. And it was like, I don't want to look a certain way. I want to have energy and I want to feel good now more than ever. And I love that you asked that question because I've been thinking about it.
Yeah, I've really transitioned the way I work out too over the past couple of months, because I used to go to the gym and I would kind of beat my body down by doing like these high intensity workouts, and I would be in so much pain, and Pete would be like, why are you like limping? Why like you are always in pain? Like, go to the gym and just don't work out so hard. And I was like, no, like you go to the gym to like bust your butt. Then I started, like you said, people started getting into weightlifting and like more of Pilates. So for the past month, I've only been doing walking and low intensity workouts. And when I say low intensity, I mean like Pilates style. Like I try to do like my own Pilates workouts. The amount of inflammation that's gone down, how little pain I feel, how my body just, I don't wake up not being able to move. It's just, I feel so much stronger, which is crazy because before I thought I was getting stronger because I would leave the gym sweating, but now I leave the gym not sweating. But I can like tell I'm getting stronger because I'm doing like better form and paying attention to my body. And it's just, I feel like I'm getting a better relationship with the gym and looking at it more of a place of gaining strength and like losing weight type of thing.
I think Pilates, they always say like if you can rock a Pilates class, but you couldn't, then that doesn't mean you could rock an Orange Theory class, which does not mean you could rock a yoga class. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's different types of strong, or like a marathon runner doesn't mean they could do a Barry's class.
Oh God, no.
Vice versa. You know, like these types of, so one thing I do really want to incorporate though is Pilates, because I think that is a totally different kind of strong.
I just like follow Pilates instructors on TikTok, and then they post their workouts. So I used to be someone who did lift heavy, and I thought I was like getting stronger. Now I follow these girls who do Pilates workouts, and they just hold 3-pound weights. And at first I was like, 3-pound weights? That's funny. Like I can do heavier than that. No, I'm doing these arm workouts with 3-pound weights, and my arms are shaking at the end of it. I woke up yesterday and I was like, I can't feel my shoulders. I can't feel my biceps. And I'm like, I did not give enough credit to Pilates style workouts, because holy shit, like you get ripped.
It's the Tracy Anderson, like it's what I used to do with boxing too. It's those like access muscles. And it is like, no, you try to, it's like in Soul Cycle. It's like, no, you hold those arm weights up. Hold them up there. How's that feel? It hurts.
Another thing with health that I feel like you'll really appreciate, it's on my thorn list because I wish I would have started implementing it earlier on, but it's a rose in like the grand scheme of my life. But it's been, I think I'm going on week 3 of eating before I consume caffeine. And it has changed my life, Alex.
What are you eating and why has it changed your life?
So I have gone 29 years of always just like waking up, chugging pre-workout, going to the gym, just because I'm a morning person. That's just how my brain has always been. And then lately, though, I have been seeing all over TikTok, don't drink caffeine before you have, or don't drink caffeine on an empty stomach. You're going to spike your cortisol levels. You're going to put yourself in fight or flight. You're going to have an inflamed body. And I was like, BS. I'm never going to listen to that. And then I don't know what clicked in me. I think it was just I was having I think it was like before one of my periods. I just felt so inflamed and so bloated. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try eating just like rice cakes with peanut butter before the gym. Because what I would do is I would wake up, chug 200 milligrams of caffeine, go to the gym, come home, drink a cup or two of coffee, then eat breakfast. And now what I'm doing is I wake up, I eat 1 or 2 rice cakes with peanut butter. I have like this like liquid protein that I drink while I'm at the gym. And then I come home, eat a full breakfast, then have a cup of coffee. The level of stress that's gone down, like I don't have that 3 p.m. crash. I don't feel inflamed. I don't feel bloated. And I just feel so much less anxious throughout the day.
It is like, I think there's 2 things. Like, number one, I bet you feel so much better. But the thing is, like, the first thing I learned with coffee was don't drink it right when you wake up because your body needs to naturally wake up. Mm-hmm. But then the second thing is, like, you should have some food, ideally a form of protein, in you before you just inject this, like, caffeine that just, like think about, I used to wake up, not eat, and have coffee within 10 minutes. And it's like my body was just like so shaking.
Yeah. I was in therapy and I told my therapist this because she was like, what's going on? And I was like, therapist, I feel so much more calm and at peace lately. And I think it's because of what I just told you. And she was like, wait. Why have we never talked about your caffeine intake? She's like, didn't you talk to your psychiatrist about that before you got on medication? He never asked you. And I was like, not that I know of. And she was like, how much were you consuming? And I was like, probably around 500 milligrams before I would eat. And she was like, was so mad at herself that she had never talked about that with me because she's like, that is the worst thing you can do to your body. She's like, you need to have food in your system before you drink caffeine. Also, she's like, just wait. She's like, I bet in a month or 2, you're going to want to lower your anxiety medication because you're going to be so much more, like, just feel less anxious.
I think this is your small thing, big priority. I think it's eating before.
I think so too. Yeah.
That's it.
I like that. So yeah, so even like last weekend I went to Minnesota, and I didn't know exactly like the situation with breakfast at Madeline's, and I wasn't gonna like get there and be like, feed me before I have my coffee. So I packed a bunch of granola bars and I would eat them before I had coffee, and it was great.
Genius. I love that you didn't impose your food habits on other people. That's really and you just like took care of yourself. Good job.
Even when I went to the airport at 5 a.m., I had a little granola bar right before I was allowed to get Starbucks.
Yeah, I love this for you. I'm really proud of you. Good job.
Also,
I bet you feel so much better.
Also, you'll realize too when you do this, you'll crave less coffee. I only have 1 cup of coffee now. I used to drink like 3 or 4. Now I'm just like sometimes I don't even want the coffee because I feel so fine.
I've noticed that with it too. I started doing this ironically because of breastfeeding. I was so hungry when I woke up, so I drink a protein shake and then I have eggs before my coffee. And I just noticed like I will never try that like fast in the morning again, ever.
Yeah, I saw on TikTok that waking as a female, this is all female based because like males and females are so different, but you actually should be waking up very hungry in the morning. Like that shows that you have good I don't know if it's cortisol levels or what it is, but she was a doctor and she was like, people think it's bad to wake up starving. It's actually good to wake up starving. That means like your body is either your blood glucose is level or something like that is level. So it's good that you wake up hungry.
Probably, I guess, metabolizing through the night is good too. Like I think if you eat a high protein dinner, that's when like last night I had I'm a protein and out right now because it helps with your milk production. And so I had like steak fajitas and then I went and had 2 turkey patties. And I was like, when I woke up this morning, though, I was like starving. And I think it was because I had a high protein dinner, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Mean Girl Pod is sponsored by BetterHelp. You guys, 2025 is on its way, but we're only 1 month in. And if you have the goal of making this year your best year, or whatever your goal is, adding therapy into your routine is the best thing you can do. You know, Jordan and I are such big proponents of therapy. We both go weekly. No matter what's going on in your life, play offense, not defense, and untangle those emotions inside of you and truly make 2025 the best year yet. Life isn't always about resolutions that fade by February. So pick up the pen this year, start writing down your goals, and really put your best self first. And that all starts with therapy. So you guys, BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide, access to a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties, and you can switch therapists at any time with no extra cost. So write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/meangirl today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/meangirl.
So enough about that, I guess. What is your thorn?
Okay, my thorn is I just went and toured this school. It's like a preschool and it's called a Montessori.
Oh yeah, I went to Montessori.
You did?
Yeah.
So like my thorn is that I'm overwhelmed by the school options, okay? I went and toured like a quote unquote traditional one. There's a lot of Spanish immersion ones here, which I think I really would like. And then there's the Montessori. And I asked people online, I was like, does anybody know anything about Montessori's? Because, you know, the kids seemed happy in both places. You know, I don't know which one's for me. So what was a Montessori like?
So I went to a Montessori and I worked at a Montessori during college too, the one I went to over the summer. I don't know the difference other than like the Montessori I went to went up until kindergarten. So instead of going to preschool, they would go to Montessori. They did the same things that they would do in preschool. Like they had their like book time, they had recess, they had playtime, nap time. I don't know what the difference between that is in a preschool.
This one, what she was saying, there's like a couple different factors, but basically there were kids. So I guess it was started by a girl, I think her name's Maria Montessori, I can't remember, but back in the 1900s. And she wanted to take some European style schooling and transfer it everywhere else. And basically like there's kids from ages 2 to 6 in the same class. That way the older ones like learn leadership and they all learn like not everybody is the same age as you. So not everybody has the same experience as you. And like the playground was the biggest difference. There was not a jungle gym. You garden during your playtime and like you grow your carrots and then you eat your carrots and then you wash your plate from your carrots and like you have like kid friendly knives and like you chop your carrots. And so and like at the traditional preschool that I was used to, I mean, there was none of that, right? There was a jungle gym. And so I just was like, I asked her to send me a pamphlet because I was like, I don't know which one I want.
Yeah, I think the Montessori I went to, because when I worked, I'm trying to think, we had an infant room and then we had like 1 and 2-year-old room. And then I think the other room was like 3, 4, 5. Like the room I worked in was like a 3s through 5. Because there was kids like pooping their pants and there was kids who were like, I'm good to go to the bathroom on my own.
Yeah, and you have to like know. And at the other one that I'm looking at, you know, they have them divided down by like if you're 1 year, you can't be with the 2-year-olds. Like you cannot be.
Yeah, that's so funny. I think that'd be great for a kid to garden and eat their own carrots.
I do too. I'm like, I guess it sounds awesome. I just had never heard of a Montessori, and like I think it's a very popular thing, and I think it's a really interesting way of schooling. It's just different than I had ever heard.
Yeah, I'll have to ask my mom why she chose Montessori over preschool and if there was a distinct difference in Northfield where I grew up, or if that was just like what everyone was doing.
Yeah, I would love to know why too, because I very much so, not being from Austin, I feel a lot of autonomy throughout this process of like picking where she goes. You know, like if I lived in Oklahoma, I would send her where I went and I wouldn't think about it.
Yeah.
But, you know, like neither of us are from here, so I'm really thinking about it and I feel like the freedom to choose and it's a bit overwhelming.
Yeah, that can get that can get very overwhelming. Does Harrison in Canada, do they have preschool, or is it just called like primary school?
I actually think it's called primary. I do think you're right.
So, because like, yeah, I don't know if they have like all these like separate buckets that we do. I feel like it's just like primary, secondary school, and then university.
Yeah, and like grade 10, they don't even call it like a junior. I
Yeah.
don't even know why we started doing that. You know, like they were grade 12. It's just like, are you a senior?
Yeah, that, I mean, I feel for you in the sense of like, I can't even imagine how overwhelming that would be, because it's also a big decision. It's like your child's education. So like I feel overwhelmed thinking about it for you.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know which one we pick. I mean, I'm not going to pick. We're on wait lists. Now, that's the other thing. You got to I did not know about these wait lists. And like, I'm now on 2 wait lists for 2 schools. And like, you got to pay the fee to send in the application. And now I'm just like waiting to hear which one she gets into. Like, she might not even get into both of them.
Do you know what number you are on the wait list?
The schools are so small, but I think I'm like 3 or 4.
Jesus.
But, you know,
still.
the class size is 10 to 12.
Well, and then like,
like-
I'm sure the cost is just crazy.
Yeah, it depends. It's just like, it's so much. We're learning a lot.
Oh my gosh. Should we quick talk about Valentine's Day before we get into our topic?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. What are you and Harrison doing for Valentine's Day?
I don't know what we're doing. All I know is I jokingly kept bringing it up, and I can tell based off his response he's got it covered.
Okay.
Because he keeps saying, and what day is that again? I'm like, so I know he knows. So I don't know what we're doing on it, but I do have his present.
Oh, can you tell me what it is?
Okay, yes, I'm very excited about it because it like required me to order it ahead of time. So I got, it's like, looks like a coffee table book. It's like really pretty, but you open it up and it's pages inside. And what you do is it's like a modern version of a photo album. Like, you know how back in the day your mom made photo albums?
Yeah.
I didn't want to do a digital album online of our past year because I like the physical photos. So this one to me was like both, and it's like really pretty, and it sits out and it says like our best year yet or something, and you open it up, and then I ordered like 150 photos, and I'm just been like taping them on these pages, and you like draw on it and stuff. So it's kind of like a pretty but also handmade, and it's just like 2024.
I really love that. Do you think that Valentine's Day should be planned by the guy or the girl?
The guy. The guy can plan it. I think you can take it and run with it. What do you think?
Same. I saw a TikTok the other day, and the girl was like, yeah, I had this whole Valentine's Day plan for my boyfriend and I. And I was like, what? I was like, this is the one time. Not the one time. Multiple times. But this is like where I have like my foot in the sand. Like, Valentine's Day needs to be planned by the man. I don't care what people say.
Oh, I completely agree. And I think that they want to plan it. Like, of course, we'll do our part. Of course we will. But I think it's really nice if they plan the Valentine's Day. What did you get, Pete? Do you know yet? Do you have it?
No, I'm really struggling this year on a gift because we both said, like, let's not really do gifts. Let's just, like, go out to a nice dinner, which I'm so okay with that. But I want to give him something little. So I'm thinking of doing, like, maybe... And Pete, if you're listening, just skip like a minute. I'm thinking of doing maybe like a basket of like some of his favorite things, like some goodies. He's not like a big sweets person, so maybe like just like a little basket of his favorite things with like a nice card. Because I don't know, I don't even if he's like I don't want a gift. Like I love giving gifts, so I just want to do like a little something, like a little care package.
Yeah, you can do a gluten-free like sweet treats or something.
Yeah, I was thinking like the Miss Jones that I told you about. Maybe I'll do some like the Miss Jones cookies.
That's a great idea, honestly. Okay, I have a question. If you say no gifts on Valentine's Day, are you still expecting a gift?
I don't need a gift, but like I would love a card and something sweet because I love sweets. Mm-hmm. And then I would hope that's because we're like doing an activity or going to a dinner of some sort. Like I consider dinner my gift.
Okay, that's what okay. But you do expect something to be handed to you. Like, I think no matter what, you should do a card. I've already been buying cards. I think you got to just do the card.
I think you need to give a card during every holiday. Like, that's like my favorite thing to do, like write a nice note. And like, I keep all the cards that Pete gives me. And I like, that's perfect. And like a bottle of wine too, if you want to like throw it in there. That'd be cool.
I'll take a bottle of wine. Yeah, sure. Just toss it in there. No problem.
Yeah, like Valentine's Day it's just. Oh, I have a question. Do you require Harrison to ask you to be his Valentine or to ask you to be his Valentine?
No, I would assume that this year is 2 Valentines, me and Tate. But no, he does not have to ask me. Do you have to be asked?
No, but I've seen I hate this, but on TikTok, I see all these things where it's like my boyfriend hasn't asked me to be his Valentine's yet, and I'm like, wait, is Pete supposed to ask me to be his Valentine? I'm like, what am I missing?
No, right? It's assumed, I think. I think they only have to ask you to be. Now, if we were in high school, not even high school, if we were in elementary school and a boy wanted me to be his Valentine, he could ask me. Yes, that would be really sweet. But
yeah,
I think at this point, if you're dating, you are automatically the Valentine in my head.
I think so too. Yeah. And if you're single this Valentine's Day, definitely do a Galentine's. I loved doing Galentine's before. I mean, I'm still doing Galentine's Day even though I'm in a relationship. I think that there's so much fun.
Yes, I also think go to a nice dinner with your friends. Oh, Valentine's Day, it's the most eaten out day of the year, right? And Mother's Day second. I think that's right.
I think you told me that one year that Valentine's Day was number one.
It makes so much sense. Like there's so many reservations.
Yeah. I think it's so fun too. Like it's just, I don't know. I just love going out to eat and drinking wine. And when I think of Valentine's Day, I think of wine and going out to eat.
And it's on a Friday. Like I love it being on a Friday. It's so fun. Monday and Tuesday sucks for Valentine's Day.
Right?
And Wednesday.
I forgot it's on a Friday.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So it'll be next Friday once this episode comes out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
So fun.
Do you think we should get into our topic now?
Yeah, I think we should do it. Let's do it.
Okay, so this week's topic is getting walked in on, doing the dirty. Do you have a story?
Let me see. No, I don't have one. Like I tried to think of a personal one and like I do not have one. Do you have one?
So I think I've told this story before. So I have never been walked in on like having sex. High school, college, like I was a good kid. I was scared out of my mind to be like fooling around with a boy underneath, especially my roof. Like I was petrified. Like no boys were ever allowed in my room. I don't think a boy ever went into my room in high school. And then same with my boyfriend's house is like I was a paranoid, scared kid. And then my boyfriend in college, his mom is very religious. So even when I would stay over at his house, we had to stay in separate rooms. I would be upstairs, he'd be downstairs. So like very good kid. But there was this one time where I was in high school and my boyfriend's dad walked in on us just like messing around. We weren't having sex. And I remember that was like the scariest moment of my life. It's still scarred into my head. And I was like, I don't know how people even kiss their boyfriend or girlfriend in their parents' house.
I mean, I completely agree. I think it is mortifyingly awkward. And like the fact that somebody could catch you, I want to die.
Like
I want to die.
I don't even like to hold Pete's hand in front of my parents.
Completely agree. I got secondhand embarrassment reading these submissions that people sent. I was just like, I couldn't finish some of them. I was just like, I can't know.
Right? They're really funny though. Do you wanna read the first one?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, yeah. We don't even have our own story, so we will just tell you theirs.
These are good.
Yeah, they're really good. I haven't actually been walked in on while having sex, but something just as mortifying happened to me once. I went to a wedding as someone's plus one, a guy I was friends with but not dating at the time. We both got pretty drunk at the reception, and he asked me to stay in his hotel room, which was part of the wedding block. Of course, I said yes. After the wedding, we went back to his room and had, in parentheses, very loud sex. About 10 minutes in, I thought I heard a voice coming from somewhere in the room. We both stopped and started looking around for the source of the noise. That's when I saw my phone lying on the bed. The screen lit up, showing an active phone call, and it gets worse, to my dad. Oh, I die. She's a great save. I immediately picked up, and my dad was yelling into the phone, asking if I was okay. Thinking fast, I told him, sorry, I was sleeping and had a nightmare. Then I quickly said goodnight and hung up. I was absolutely mortified. He had to know what was really going on. Best possible save she could have had.
such a good save because I'm sure it was late at night. So the dad was like, oh, of course you're sleeping. Oh, have you ever butt dialed?
I would have. No. Like anybody in general?
Yeah, like have you ever like been doing some like talking or doing something, you look at your phone and you're like, oh my God, I've been on the phone with someone for 5 minutes.
No, I don't think so. I'm butt dialed a lot because my name starts with an A.
Oh yeah.
But I have a lot of like random voicemails from people that are just like in their pocket. But no, have you ever done that?
No, but my mom every once in a while she'll butt dial me and I'm just sitting there like, what is going on? How do you accidentally butt dial me? These are iPhones, people.
What, have you ever sent the text to the wrong person
Oh yeah.
because you were thinking about them?
Oh,
Like texting about them.
I have, and I'm trying to. Oh yeah, I mean, with you, remember that one time where I sent that when we at work,
No,
and I sent
no.
because we had so many group texts. It was like me, you, Alana, XY, 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 and then there was one that was like me, you, Alana, XY, and I accidentally sent the text to the me, you, and Alana. And to one group, but it should have been to the other group. And Alana texted me, and she's like, "Wrong group chat." It was.
I do remember this. I don't remember the contents of it, and I remember it wasn't good. But what did you say? I don't know. I know you can't tell me right now.
It was just something about meeting with. It was like it was just about meeting with Erica. Like we had an important meeting set up with her, but like the other team, the other group chat was just like the sales team. Like they didn't need to know that.
Oh, right. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, that's not bad. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I knew a girl, and a girl told me one time this story where it wasn't me, thank God, but I'll never forget it. They were in class in high school, seniors, and their desks were in front and behind each other. She was loosely friends with, but couldn't stand the person in front of her, and like sent some mean text to one of her friends, but sent it to the girl in front of her about the girl in front of her, talking about like what she was wearing. It was like descriptive enough that the girl in front of her knew it was about her, and she just like sees her pull out her phone, and she like reads it, and the girl just turns around and looks at her, and she was just like, yep, I'm sorry. And I was just like, oh, that is terrible.
I saw this video of someone being like, this is what you're supposed to do if you accidentally do this. So you know how sometimes you'll like screenshot, like when you were dating a guy, you would like screenshot their text and then send it to your best friend to be like, look at what they said. What you should do, there's like 2 ways to get out of that is one, if you're like fighting with the guy, you can screenshot it, and if you accidentally text it to them, you can be like, I just wanted you to reread exactly what you said to me. Or the other thing is, oh, I was just screenshotting that as a reminder to myself, but I guess that wouldn't work. But the first one I thought was funny because I was like, guys actually might fall for that.
That's not bad. I just wanted you to read it back. Did you?
I just want you to reread exactly what you said to me.
The things we do. I mean, that's so funny.
Oh my God. Okay.
Oh my God. That's a good one.
Right? I'll read the second one. Okay, story number 2. We lived in an in-law apartment at my boyfriend's parents' house. And since family was always over, they were used to walking in unannounced. One night, we were going at it on the couch, me on top, completely naked, when right in the middle of everything, his mom walks in. She freezes, clearly in disbelief over what she's seeing. I jumped up, scrambled for a blanket, while she's still in shock. Meanwhile, my boyfriend says, Mom, just leave. Go back to your house. We'll talk in the morning. The next morning, still mortified, she knocks on the door and tells us she ordered a doorbell on Amazon and that my boyfriend's dad would install it as soon as it arrived. LOL. She never walked in again. Always rang the doorbell after that. I mean, boundaries, people.
But I love the mom in this scenario. The reason I liked this one so much is like buy the doorbell, install it, and like let them, like don't be mad at them and just being like, I installed the doorbell and I will ring it. Like I thought she handled it really well.
I mean, as cool, she like handled it so nice and cool. Like she didn't overreact. She was just cool, probably freaking out inside or laughing her butt off. I feel like my mom would just like die laughing if that happened to her. My dad would have a heart attack though.
Oh, I'm literally squirming at the thought of it. I'm squirming at the thought of it. But I love this mom for what she did. Just doorbell, and then she went about her merry way because they're old enough to like live together in the in-law apartment. So This isn't high school situation, but like, go mom.
Right. The last one though might be my favorite.
Yeah, okay. I'll preface this by saying that this man is now my husband, and we have the most darling twin boys. But back in college, we were a little wild. We had done the dirty all over campus, library, bathrooms, the handicap stalls, the stacks, you name it. That year, we happened to be in the same sociology class. One day, after a library study date, we decided to sneak in a quickie in the elevator on the way down to the stacks. We were fully in the moment, pants down, my shirt up, going at it, when suddenly the elevator stopped midway to pick up a passenger. In walks our sociology professor. The sheer panic, the awkward scramble to reassemble ourselves while the elevator kept going down. No one said a word. When we finally stopped, I bolted. The next day, we had to sit through her class like nothing happened. Looks were exchanged, but no one ever spoke of it. And we still had to endure the rest of the semester with her class. Horrible, terrifying, mortifying.
First of all, can we just talk about... how do you have time to get a quickie in the elevator?
I love this couple because it's like now they have their kids, but they clearly have always had passion. Like that's
Right?
not lost on them. Like I'm for them, but the elevator, I wouldn't. There's no amount of money.
No, you have like 30 seconds.
Like, what are you going? And of course, the elevator stopped to pick up a passenger. Of course, it did.
Right? Like I think about like in the elevator in my apartment, I go up and down every single day. I'm on the top floor. I have seconds. And like as soon as the elevator gets to that floor, you have maybe 1 second until the door opens. Like what? I don't even feel safe kissing Pete in the elevator.
That's what I was gonna say. I don't kiss in the elevator because I think it's awkward if it opens. So I commend the couple because I think it's like the cutest thing on the planet. They were like trying, little like college sweethearts, but of all people, your teacher.
Right. Also, there's cameras in every elevator.
Oh man, it's so I mean I clap for them, but I also am dying inside for them.
They probably were just like that couple that everyone loved. They seem wild and just funny. Also, what are stacks?
Like the stacks of I mean, to me they are the books, the aisles of books.
Okay, I assumed it was like a library,
Like in the middle of them.
Okay. Oh my god, that's
so funny. That's like something you see in a movie. It's a movie scene in my head.
No, literally.
Oh my gosh. Speaking of though, were we going to talk about Blake and Justin today or no?
Do you want to? We can talk about that. We could skip the listener question and talk about that.
I don't know. It just reminds me of them with like this steamy movie session.
I mean, okay, so I swear to God, the internet listens. So when I was talking to Priscilla, she was like, you guys should talk about that. Alex is really into it. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't been watching too closely. Yesterday, my whole For You page, every single thing about them. And I'm like, I'm prepared now. I watched every video.
What do you think?
So I, from the beginning, have been on Justin's side. And even when everyone was siding with Blake for a while, I still like deep down was on Justin's side. Like I didn't love it because I always want to root for the woman in this situation, but I was like, something just feels off. So I just want to make that very clear. I've always been on Justin's side, but there's been a few conspiracies of what people think is going on, and I have a couple, but I think, okay, well, I can't really tell you what I think without telling the conspiracies, and that's gonna like take us through a rabbit hole. So what are your thoughts?
I think that Justin was caught in between a rock and a hard place because he really I think the number one thing he wanted to do was make this movie. And I think that Blake came in and was hard to work with, had Ryan Reynolds in her ear, thinks she's Khaleesi and has her dragons. And like, there's a lot of proof. And what I think happened was she developed feelings for Justin, which I think we see in that released footage, okay? I think that Justin tried to keep it professional. And then I think what happened was Ryan Gosling came to set and saw the chemistry and was like, no, not on my watch. And so he backed her up against the wall and was like, what are we going to do about this? And then she started saying, like, you know what? He actually was like really inappropriate to me, XYZ, and like made him out to be the bad guy. Then I think Ryan and Blake sued Justin. Like Ryan kind of big dicked him, for lack of a better term, and was like, I'm an A-lister, and then put him in the basement of the premiere and then sued him, which is just crazy, and then said he ran some smear campaign, and then they thought they would silence Justin, and Justin was like, and here's my Rolodex of receipts. What else do you guys need? And I'm really proud of him for standing up for himself because I'm with you. I wanted to side with Blake, but you're not allowed to do this to somebody. Like, right is right and wrong is wrong.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That was exactly, I heard that theory on TikTok and I was like, I think that makes so much sense. Also, I didn't realize this, but Justin purchased the rights to Colleen Hoover's books, and in the sheet, there's this one clause that says the only way Justin they can take away Justin's rights is if there's anything within sexual assault. So like they can take the rights away from Justin if there was a sexual assault incident. So people also think that they're coming, like Colleen was rooting for Blake because she was like, oh, I can give the rights to my books to Blake because Justin allegedly sexually assaulted Blake, so I can take the rights away from him.
But then, okay, this is what I don't understand was why they were all unfollowing him at the beginning, and we thought that was really weird. Why would Colleen want to give the rights to Blake?
I would assume because the only thing I could think of is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively sound more successful to owning her rights than a Justin Baldoni. Like, Justin Baldoni's famous, but like Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, those are like top dog A-listers. So maybe she thought like, oh, if they get the rights, she can do more with it.
Yeah, I think that, and now she's deleted her social media, right?
She's retired.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that Blake got in her ear and tried to, and won her over for a bit and like played some card, right? And I think everyone bought it. And then I don't think they were seeing what was going on behind the scenes. Also, here's the thing, like you could have liked Blake more. You know, you could have enjoyed working with her more. But this lawsuit that she filed against him was just like defamation to the to the nines. And it's just like, if you're going to sue him for that, like he's got to respond. And he just disputes every claim with an actual receipt.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear the voice message?
Yes.
That was a little wild, but like also it could have just been Justin thinking that they were really close friends. And I mean, that's like, that's the only thing where I'm like, well, I can't even listen to this voice message because I'm getting like weirded out.
I can't listen to it. But everyone's like, why is he voice noting her at 2 a.m.? And it's like, he's voice noting her at 2 a.m. because she texted him a scroller at 1:49 a.m.
Yeah. Exactly. And also the 2 a.m.'s not that weird. Like when you're that busy, like you pick up your phone when you can pick up your phone. I think it's so crazy that I like genuinely don't understand how Taylor Swift can be best friends with her. I'm like, are we missing a character flaw here?
No, I would be curious to hear if we see Taylor and Blake together anymore, because if somebody referred to me as their dragon, I would have a lot of problems with that.
So there was an anonymous post on Dumois that said apparently Blake asked Taylor if she could go to the last football game, the one that the Chiefs were in, and Taylor said that she like wasn't invited because you know how they went to that one game together, and Taylor was like, you're not coming to this game.
I know why she wanted to go. This one that was just this past weekend. She wanted to go so she could be seen with her and remind everyone that Taylor's her dragon. And it's like, what planet are you on?
Right, and also to it's really mind blowing to me how we're just seeing this bad side of Blake because there's so many old interviews of her and her co-stars like Anna Kendrick, who like from Pitch Perfect, Simple Favor, where people like, I'm like, how did we not see how horrible of a person she was in these interviews? And like Anna Kendrick doesn't like working with her, like they don't even want to release Simple Favor 2 because Anna doesn't want to go on a press tour with Blake. That's how much she dislikes her.
Yeah, and doesn't Leighton Meester also have like some beef with her?
Yes, she does not like her. I would say Penn Badgley also does not like Blake Lively either. He played
not
the main guy in Gossip Girl.
Yeah, it's not faring well, I would say. And I do think Ryan is a big part of the problem. I think Scarlett Johansson kind of like confirms that.
Okay, can you explain that to me? Because I missed that part with Scarlett Johansson.
So basically, she worked on were they married? Yeah, they were married.
Really?
And the way that 7 years. And the way, 7 years they were married. And the way that Blake, so, you know, like kind of what goes around comes around. I guess when Scarlett and Ryan were together is when Ryan met Blake and started dating Blake. And now like they got married. And so that's why Ryan's like afraid of Blake falling in love with somebody on a movie scene, because people say it's like there's no such thing as acting. You know, you just, if you see such good on-set chemistry, it's because you actually have feelings. So that's like one thing that I've heard. But then I guess Scarlett won't do any more Marvel movies now because I guess Ryan is just so controlling and bad on site. And she made a comment when they split. She was like, it's just better. Like, it's hard to have two. She was very PC about it, but she was like, it's just hard to have two people that work together in the same industry in a relationship.
I didn't know that they were together. Wow, that makes so much sense because everyone kept saying like Scarlett Johansson this or that, and I was like, what does this mean? But that makes sense now. What movie did he meet Blake Lively on?
Green Lantern.
Oh shit! Oh my god, I forgot about that.
I did too. I'm just Wow. Wild, huh?
And it sucks too because after all this goes down, Blake and Ryan most likely will get divorced. Her reputation is tarnished. I would say Ryan's is a little tarnished. Even Justin's, even if he looks good with all this, it's going to be really hard for anyone to want to work with him after all of this. So it's it just sucks that they ruined so much.
I completely agree. And a lot of people are saying that this whole lawsuit situation is better than the movie ended up being. And it's just it just is too bad. I feel bad for Colleen Hoover, ricochet shot.
Right? Her first movie or her first book to ever get turned into a movie, it goes south. And now I'm like, is Verity even going to end up being made? Because that's a Colleen Hoover. They're in production for that Colleen Hoover book turned a movie. And I'm like, now that it's just so many careers were ruined with everything that went down in this movie.
Yeah, it was just wild. I think that the household, the Reynolds Lively household is dead silent because Ryan did stick his neck out for her, okay? As crazy as I think this makes Ryan seem, he did say, this is my wife, the mother of my kids, and, I'm going to file this lawsuit. And what he filed, what Blake told him happened, isn't turning out to be exactly what happened. So I would imagine he's sitting there looking at her saying, are you fucking kidding me? You couldn't have just told me the truth. We still could have done something. But you didn't tell me he had voice notes, he had footage, all this other stuff that just disproves everything that we just publicly filed. And then to send a gag order.
What's that?
He's tries to silence. Basically, nothing can be talked about in the public eye. It all has to stay sealed. And the judge disputed it, though. The judge was like, no, that's not happening. It's fine. They can talk about it. And I think that both sides should be able to talk about it because it's a public thing. And it's not fair to say, no, now we're going to put a gag order on you. It's like, no. You started this, so we're going to have to play out loud.
It's interesting, too, because so many people came forward and sided with Blake, like Jenny Slater, who was the sister in the movie, and Colleen Hoover. Now I'm just remembering a TikTok I saw, and this is very much so alleged, but people were saying, of course, Jenny sided with Blake. She's abused her boyfriends in the past. And I guess there's an alleged claim out there that Colleen Hoover helped her son cover up sexual assault. So now, so much of this is coming out about these people who defended Blake and, the reasons why. Because, that's, the biggest question is, how did she get the whole cast to side with her? Unless it was all, scare tactics. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, also, if you're, 1% of, a fame climber, you just, do side with Blake and Ryan. If you, are in group think, if you're in the group think world, it's a lot harder to say, I'm going to stand with Justin, because if Justin didn't counter the file suit, if he didn't have the balls to counter the file suit, we would all still be on Blake's side, because there was a moment where we all were. And then it's Justin was hold my beer. And had he not have had the guts to do that, so I see from the cast point of view to publicly go out and be like, no, I stand with Justin, would have been hard, because it's I don't know if Justin's going to have the guts to stand up for himself, but he did.
Yeah. And the Reynolds and Blake Lively household is very powerful in Hollywood. And I can see, like you said, being a new actor, it could be scary going against a powerful family in Hollywood, because they hold a lot of opportunities, a lot of doors for the future of other movies that they could potentially be on. Because Ryan produces, he's in charge of all the Marvel movies, this or that. So it's they could have thought, hey, if I don't side with them, they're going to kick me out of Hollywood.
Yeah, but I think I forgot about this one guy. Who's the billionaire who's the billionaire that owns the production company that is on big time on Justin's side? The co-founder for the production studio, that guy I think has stayed silent but helped him file the countersuit, and is probably paying his legal fees.
Oh.
But that's the guy who I think, if now that he's getting more into it, I think that he can take him down with that.
So interesting. It's just like,
It's crazy that TikTok though gives us, like, I watched all these videos while I was pumping of this guy breaking down like line by line the lawsuit, and it's like I would have never seen this lawsuit if these like apps didn't exist, and like social media is giving us a front row seat to like this massive lawsuit. It's wild.
so wild. And there's actually so many smart individuals on TikTok, and so many like lawyers or people who work in this industry who are just like giving this information to us for free. And it's like, I mean, not, like, you truly can't hide anything these days.
No, and like if you worked with Blake at any point, let's say on Gossip Girl, all you have to do is just take your phone, swipe up, and say, all right, I worked on Gossip Girl. Here's what I saw. And like we get to see it.
Oh, this extra came forward and was like, Blake was horrible to work with on Gossip Girl, like an extra in one of the episodes. And now she's like so talked about on TikTok. And like, who'd have thought?
Yeah, it's just like you never, and it's wild. So now what's kind of cool too is like, I think all these A-listers are going to have to get their stuff together.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. But I love that you know so much about it, because I love this stuff. So whenever you want to talk about it, I love talking about it.
I know that like I don't love it as much as you. I just thought it was crazy that I was really proud he had the balls to like do the countersuit, because I think it was to like powerhouse Khaleesi and her dragon, so to speak, trying to silence somebody that she views as not a dragon. And I was happy that he decided to say, I really don't give a fuck, Blake. Right's right and wrong's wrong.
If you are more of a Justin Baldoni fan after all of this, you should watch Jane the Virgin. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. That's like how he got famous. And like if someone were to ask me like favorite show of all time, that's the show.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's kind of silly, but I don't know how to describe it. It is just, it's that show that just makes you feel all the feels. And he plays kind of like a bad boy turned good boy in it. And I don't know, I just love it. He's like young. His name is Raphael in the show. And he's just like, people are like, oh, young Raphael's coming out, because like it's like this confident, sexy man. And like, I don't know, it's just funny. So it's like if you become a Justin Baldoni fan, I would 10 out of 10 recommend watching that.
Okay, I bet it's getting more streams lately than normal, because people
Probably.
people are doing that. Yeah, that's all. Okay, that's a great rec. What are your recs?
Okay, first I have a question for you. Did you ever, so last week I gave you the rec of On Call. Did you end up watching that?
No, I never watched it.
Oh, Alex, you have to watch it for me.
Why?
I just finished the last episode, and it's one of those shows where I'm like pissed that I have to wait probably another year for season 2.
Okay, it's that good. Okay, all right, I'll try it because I've been watching a lot more TV.
And guess what? There's no romance in it, and I loved it.
Wow.
I know.
How many episodes was it?
8. And they're like 30 or 45 minutes, and they're on Prime.
Okay, I can do that. I have Prime. I can do that. All right, I can do it.
It was made by Dick Wolf, who does like all the NCIS Law and Order stuff. So it's like, it's a good show.
Okay, maybe Harrison and I will both watch that. I think we would both like it.
But my recs are, I have a book and then a TV show. So did you ever watch Night Agent on Netflix?
Yes.
You did watch The Night Agent?
Who's in it?
Oh, I don't know their names. It was actually rated the #1 Netflix show watched in the year it came out. I think it came out in 2022, and then the writer's strike happened. So it's why it's 2025 with season 2. But the reason why is season 2 just dropped a couple days ago, and I am like so excited to watch it.
Oh, Harrison watched this.
Okay.
Is that your rec?
So that's my TV show rec. I haven't started season 2 yet, but I loved season 1. And then so that's my TV show rec. And then my book rec is the book series Binding 13. It's like a romance book about 2 high school kids just born on opposite sides of the like she comes from a lower income family that's like abusive, and he's a very rich boy, and it's just like the slow burn of them falling for each other. And it's a book of 6, and like I just
So good.
it was really good. Yeah, that's my book rec.
Okay.
What are yours?
Okay, good. Okay, I love it. Private Equity is a book rec. It's a memoir, and
Ooh.
it is so good.
Who's it about?
And then
like who's the person?
it's about a girl named Carrie. It's about Carrie's son who worked for a hedge fund, like top manager.
Oh.
And it's her story of working with him, and then why she left working with him, and like all the money and the access in the world can't buy happiness. That's the overarching theme.
Okay, I really want to start reading more memoirs, so I will give that a look. Also, if you want to, do you like memoirs?
I love them. Yeah, remember they're the only thing I read.
So Julia Fox has a memoir, and it's like rated the #1 memoir.
Let me see if I saw it, because I went like I love to go to the bookstore, and I was looking at all the memoirs.
I just like never would
Julia
think that
Fox.
Julia Fox's life would be interesting to read about, but I'm not kidding you. On Book Talk, it is like everyone's #1 favorite memoir ever
Down
to
the
read.
Drain.
Yeah, Down the Drain. That's what it's
Okay.
called.
Interesting. I do love her.
And then the
I
other
don't know
one
much about her, but I like her.
is the girl from iCarly. It's I'm Glad My Mom Died or something like that. Jenna.
Oh, that I could not read.
I don't know.
Because that's a true story, right?
Yeah, it's about her life.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I've just that's like another #1 memoir. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy.
I remember. Yeah. I saw that at one point, and it was too wild for me. But people love that book. It's a good rec.
Yeah. But sorry, yeah, I love when you talk about books. Makes me excited. What's your other one?
I'm back reading my books. My other thing, okay, so then it's a podcast. It's the Mel Robbins with Martha Beck one.
Is Martha a guest on Mel's, or is Mel a guest on Martha?
Martha is a guest on Mel's, and it's called How to Find Your Purpose and Design the Life You Want. And I think for the start of the new year, or if you ever have any type of anxiety, really good episode. Best one I've listened to in a really long time. So that's my rec.
Is it a newer episode?
Yeah, I think it's like the past 3 weeks. It was her top. I didn't scroll very far to find it.
Wait, fun. I love Mel's podcast, so I will definitely listen to that. Who is Martha Beck? Is she just like an author?
She's like an old school life coach, like Oprah. Like she's Oprah's life coach. Like she's an OG one, but she doesn't have like a huge social presence because like that was before her time.
Did you start the Let Them Theory book yet?
No, I saw it at the bookstore and I almost got it, but I feel like I know it. So I'm actually going to read one of Martha's books now. I want to read her new book. She's written 6 books.
Oh, wow.
Let me see what it's called. It's something Martha Beck anxiety book. I want to read this. Martha Beyond Anxiety. I've ordered that, so that's what I'm going to read now.
I saw a TikTok and it made me laugh. I was going to send it to you, but I was like, no, I'll tell her on the podcast. And it was like, this girl's like, I hate when these people she's like, this certain type of person asks me if I like to read, and I go, yeah, I love reading. They're like, what are you reading? And I'm like, romance this, fantasy that. And then they're like, why do you like to read? What are you reading? And they're like, I only read self-help. And she's like, get out of here. She's like, I don't want to better myself. I want to escape reality. And I was like, this is Alex and me.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. We're two polar opposite types of readers, but that's what makes the world go round.
It's perfect because then people can get both recs. I actually do have a self-help self-help book on my TBR that I am going to be starting once I finish Onyx Storm. Have you heard of the book, The Courage to be Disliked? Have you read it?
I haven't read it. I've read like 10 pages of it, but I didn't keep reading it. But yes, I have heard of it. I hear it's very good. I'm
going to read that. It was so funny. I bought it on audio the same like day that Pete bought it physically off Amazon. He was like, I'm starting this new book, the blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I literally just bought that off audio. So it's just
I'm
weird.
also starting this new book. I love it. Okay. Well,
perfect. Well, anything else?
No, that's all. We love you guys. Go kick some butt in kickball.
Oh, thank you. I'll let you guys know how I am, how we won next episode. Yeah.
Yeah, please do. This is we're a kickball support group on this podcast with you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, you guys, we love you. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that's it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening to Mean Girl Pod, powered by Just Media House. I'm Alex Bennett.
And I'm Jordyn Woodruff. So, AB, do what you do best.
If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, rate, and review. We are at Mean Girl Pod on all platforms. Stay connected with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and Snapchat at Mean Girl Pod. Podcast and social artwork and post-production by Creative Evolution Studios. Theme song to the Mean Girl Pod performed by Sergi Asbel. Mean Girl Pod, we're your besties in your ear. New episodes every Monday.